Hello my loves, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Okay, so I want you to come into a supine position on your back. So lie back, the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Now, if you're like me, you like a little bit of cushion, so I've got a blanket underneath me for a little bit more comfort than just the yoga mat. And just notice where your lower back connects to the floor. Notice where your head connects to the floor. Pull the navel to the spine and draw the knees in towards the chest. You can hug them in here. Where do they connect here? Is there a connection of the abdominals and the thighs? As you draw the knees in, are the knees lifted away from the chest? So as you draw the knees towards the chest then, and I feel that there's perhaps a connection of the lower back to the floor here. Feel that the sacrum is down on the floor. Open the knees a little bit wider, the feet might open as well. And take the hands then to the back of the thighs. Maybe lifting the feet up towards the ceiling. Does lifting the feet up towards the ceiling change things? You can keep the hands on the back of the thighs, or you can reach to the arches or the outside edges of the feet, or the peace fingers can come around the big toes and you can grab a hold of the big toe. Ananda Balasana, happy baby. So it's important here to remember that there are a couple of contraindications to happy baby. If you're in the second or the third trimester of a pregnancy, please don't do this pose. So quite often this pose gets called a great pose for those with back pain. And it can be, depending on what's causing your back pain. If disc issues are the reason for your back pain, then reconsider. For people like me who hyperextend through their lumbar spine, happy baby's a delicious pose to come in. I get some nice lumbar flexion and it helps relieve the musculature of my lower back. For disc issues, it's not the best thing because most disc issues are caused by flexion of the lumbar spine. So if that's your case and you have a disc issue, stay with the easy version. Stay here. Stay with the knees coming up. You grab a hold of the thighs. Okay, let's look at happy baby in some not so happy positions. We're going to look at some common errors and how you can fix them. So one of the first things to notice is when you bring the knees in towards the chest, how much do they come in? And what compensations do you have to get the knees to the chest? So quite often people will draw the knees in but lift the whole of the pelvis away from the floor just to grab a hold of the feet. Not very happy and happy baby. This is a lot of effort. So can you just let the lower back stay connected, let the pelvis, the top of the pelvis stay connected, and maybe you just stay here for your happy baby. You grab a hold of the back of the thighs rather than reaching a hold for the feet. Side note, this desire to grab a hold of the feet and lift the bum up, welcome to your ego. The other thing that you can do is get a strap. Wrap the strap around the feet and then bend the knees and draw the knees down towards the shoulders. This is what I like to call strappy baby. The jokes are free, you're welcome. If we keep the pelvis down in happy baby, what can happen is we start to want to lift the head. Especially if you're doing a lot of texting, typing, driving, which let's face it, we all are these days. It's not a great position to be in. Neither is this. Because you're so trying to reach that you're lifting your shoulders up, but you know your head's supposed to be down on the floor, so you end up tipping your head back. Get yourself an extra blanket or cushion. give your head a little bit more support so that when you come in, you're not having to lift the shoulders away from the floor. You're not having to compensate with the head lifting away from the floor, but everything can be nice and relaxed here. Happy baby is a relaxation pose. Do not strain. So remember that we're all different. We all are dealing with different issues in our body. We all have different things going on. For me, I have a tendency to hyperextend in my back body. Back bends can be super easy for me. However, flexion is not that easy. I have a lot of tightness in the musculature of my lower back. If you're like me, maybe try it with a bolster. So if you have no disc issues, perhaps you lift the pelvis, slide the bolster underneath, and have your tailbone supported on the middle of the bolster. There's a space between your lower back and the floor. Draw the knees back in. Separate the knees, because now you may be able to get a little bit more flexion through the hip, flexion through the lumbar spine. Now the head and the shoulders may stay down on the floor. And as the feet lift, you could maybe grab a hold of the feet a little more easily. This position gives me a little bit more lumbar flexion, which is what I need. This really helps kind of lengthen through my back body a little more than regular happy baby. Okay guys, I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some little tips and tricks on Ananda Balasana, happy baby. If you found this video useful, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And remember, my loves, that karma is only a bitch if you are. So be nice, be kind, and be the change that you want to see in the world.